the way down. It should be all the way down here, okay? So I think that the reason it looks this way is because somewhere there's what's called like an obstruction somewhere. So there's something somewhere that won't let it go all the way down, and so this is buildup. Like this part right here is pretty big. So I have several concerns about that. One thing that can happen is that if it's backed up down at the bottom, then if it can't come up, it's going to start coming up.
Oh. Oh.
And you could possibly vomit feces, okay? And then obviously if it's sitting right here, that's toxic. Like you don't want it to just, that's supposed to come out of you. The longer it stays there, the worse it can make, the sicker it can make you. So we could order a CT scan and we could get real specific, like, yes, there's an obstruction, okay? The only problem with that is, like, he hasn't had a bowel movement in 4 days. Now he's not urinating very well, probably because there's a lot of pressure, on his bladder, and there's, there may be blockages somewhere, I don't know. Like, that can make you sick fast. And so us getting images takes a couple days because we have to have them approved by the insurance company and then schedule them. When this happens, really the best thing to do is to go to the ER. Because the ER does the images right then, and then tells you if they can fix it or not. And if it's something like that, then they would admit you and fix it. So I know that I came in here with her because I know he's not going to want to do that.
Yeah.
But my concern is I don't want him to be at home in increasing pain and increasing misery, and then what happens if he starts vomiting feces?
Yeah.
No,
or you don't want your colon to rupture,
that
and then you're going to get septic.
Yes.
And then
so this could get so big and put so much pressure that it can actually tear your bowel, which is not good because then you have feces all in your belly. And that makes you sick really, 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 really fast.
So what would the treatment that the hospital would do?
So basically what they're going to find out is if there is an obstruction, where exactly it's at, and then they can go and fix it.
Surgery? Okay, so what happens if it's... Well, it probably is if it's not... That's not normal, so...
It doesn't look
normal, so, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like sending people to the hospital, but sometimes you just have to because, again, like, it would take several days for us to get what we needed to get done. And then even if we got the images, then we would have to set them up with the surgeon, and it just works much better if you do it through the ER. And let's say they do a CT scan and there's no obstruction, but there's ways that they can help you get all that out while you're in the hospital. Because doing this at home is going to be very hard to do.
Yeah.
That's going to be very hard to do.
Yeah.
Lots of things to drink and lots of things, it's not going to be good. And even if, so let's say we do that, we tell you like, hey, go home and drink a bottle of mag citrate. If there is an obstruction, that's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
And that's going to increase your risk for that bowel to maybe rupture or
because it's just going to stop at the blood.
Are you eating okay?
Are you eating okay?
Still so.
Do you feel like your appetite has decreased in the last several days? Do you feel full a lot faster? Yeah, it's hard over there. I didn't listen to him yet because I wanted to go, but I think he said under his left side it hurts, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Listen and see if I hear any bell sounds. I can't be having you feeling bad.
Yeah.
You gotta be feeling good. But this is very clear cut,
Yeah.
Like it should not, you shouldn't just see that. A lot of times if you're constipated and you just have a lot of stool in your gut, it'll just kind of look bubbly like all throughout. It won't be so like distinct. Like, oh my goodness, look at that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if it's like this, it should come all the way down.
I mean, just like this, how would that ever pass?
It's not probably going to. And that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So then I worry about his gut being stretched way too far.
Okay. Well...